short, spoiler-free review of Superman. So, this is absolutely a great way to start the DCU. This movie totally makes up for how Superman was ignored by the last, studio who was in charge of Superman. He was really put, as you know, on the back pedal for the better part of a decade, which was absolutely a disgrace. And this right here, starting front and center with a more classic Superman, but also a Superman that's very much his own. This is perfect. It's yes, it's a Superman film, but it's also a world builder film. And so there's a lot in it. And I can expect it being kind of overwhelming for some people. But I mean, if you're somebody who loves Superman and who loves DC as a whole, and honestly, who just loves damn good movies, this is the one for you. This is highly, highly entertaining. And like I said, a great way to start off the new DCU. The casting, it was all around a perfect cast. Justice Gang, really, really cool. Hawk Girl, Isabella Merced, did a really good job. Wasn't in it much. Did a lot of smashing. That was cool. Nathan Fillion, Guy Gardner, you know, he was exactly what I expected. Confident, funny, cocky, kind of an asshole. It was really cool seeing his powers and how those worked. He's really effortlessly powerful, which brings me to Mr. Terrific, because you talk about somebody who has effortless aura. Mr. Terrific almost stole the show from Superman. This guy is one of the coolest superheroes ever on screen. I mean, his fight scene was, I mean, look, very James Gunnsian, very James Gunnsian. It was awesome. It was so cool. And he's witty. He has this very dry sense of humor. I want more Mr. Terrific. I want more Mr. Terrific. Eddie Gathegi did a fantastic job. Maria Gabriella as the engineer, she was also really awesome. I want to know more about her backstory. We didn't really get much into it, not that we had to, but I'm very curious. Definitely a product of Lex Luthor's evil studies, and we will get into that. The Daily Planet crew, they weren't really in it as much. Perry White, Steve Lombard, Cat Grant, they weren't really in it that much. They played their roles, did their thing. Jimmy Olsen, so he was in it, and he was in it a lot. Maybe a little bit more than I would have liked. I liked his story. He played a really important part in the plot of the film, but I feel like some of that could have been used for more Lois. But hey, that's just me. I do love Jimmy, and he was awesome. He was really funny with everything going on there. We will talk about it in the spoiler review. And Rachel Brosnahan, Lois Lane. I mean, come on. She brings Lois to life like nobody has before. She's tough. She's funny. Doesn't even know she's funny. And man, she's pretty. She is striking. And the chemistry that she has with Clark slash Superman. Rachel Brosnahan and David Corenswet's chemistry is weird. It's weird because of how naturally fantastic it is. It's like they've kind of been together their entire lives. I don't know. It's weird. I love it. And I cannot wait to sort of grow with this relationship and watch how the relationship grows on screen. But yeah, Lois Lane, awesome. Lois Lane was awesome. Lex Luthor, Nicholas Hoult, best Lex Luthor ever, maybe, on screen at least. I mean, oh my God. Why did people say he was overacting? This guy dove into the real attitude of Lex Luthor. And I mean, he's got his look, his voice, everything. And you see the panic and the hatred in his eyes because he's truly envious, envious, and he feels so powerless against Superman. And so, like, this makes him panic. This makes him hate. This makes him this this brings his panic and his hatred to a whole other level, and they really lean into that. And his monologues are great. He has the best monologues of them. I can't wait to see more Lex Luthor, more Nicholas Holt. It's gonna be a fantastic. It's gonna be a fantastic. Hopefully next decade we get him. Hopefully next decade. David Corenswet was a fantastic Superman. In the movie, he looks engineered to play the character. His Superman went back to a more classical take, like Reeve, but he had his own spin on it. He was very passionate, very vocal, and I really love how innocent he was. His Clark Kent. Honestly, we didn't really see him that much, and I kind of wanted to see more Clark Kent. This movie wasn't necessarily a Clark Kent movie, but I still wanted to see more of his Clark Kent. When I saw him, I liked it, but it's hard to sort of put a judgment on how he was as Clark Kent because I didn't really see much of it. But he looked great. He looked great. Crypto. Crypto stole the show. Crypto stole the show. Everyone doubted it, except for me, of course. Everyone doubted James Gunn could pull this off, a flying dog in a live action Superman movie, but no. This worked so wonderfully. And he was honestly, I think, essential to the film. Only James Gunn could pull something off like this, honestly. It was fantastic. It added a really fun layer. I want more Crypto. I want more Crypto. The visuals and the sound. Great action. Fantastic action. Colorful visuals. And the CGI was fine. Like, some people are saying, oh, the CGI was really bad. Like, no, it wasn't. I mean, maybe some spots here and there. But I mean, overall, the CGI was fine. The score. I was a little nervous about them having, the John Williams theme because I'm all for originality. And so I was like, I don't know how I feel about it. But look after hearing everything, I really like the score. They kind of made it their own. I think it was John Murphy and David Fleming helped out too. They made the score their own. Yes, aspects of John Williams, but definitely unique and modern. And there is a track, Lois and Clark, and oh my God, I loved that track. Very, very emotional. I loved it. Something that was a little off for me, Clark's parents. So I liked them. I liked how they were. I love the actors. I mean, they did a great job. But their scenes with Clark, he had a nice scene with his dad. You see a little bit of it in the trailer, but that's about it. Like, I don't really get a lot of emotion from it, or I get emotion from it, but not as much as I would have liked. So maybe the next movie we can dive a little deeper into that. So I will say, there is a lore change here. Big time lore change that we will talk about in a spoiler review. And we're going to go deep into depth with this because this is crazy. This is bold. And man, I don't know how I feel about it. All I know is I like bold. I like bold. And James Gunn, like Zack Snyder, he gives you bold. And there is a Superman lore change here that that we cannot ignore. Like, James Gunn cannot ignore this. This must be explored more in the future, whenever that is, because it's a big deal and we can't ignore it. I respect the boldness. Overall thoughts. I really thoroughly enjoyed this film. I had high expectations going in. James Gunn has yet to fail me. And guess what? He still has yet to fail me. After watching this movie, I was extremely entertained. I understand if the movie may be too big for some people, maybe a little too comic booky for some people. This is the most comic booky film I think I've ever seen. It's crazy. There's so much going on. Sometimes maybe a little too much. That's my sort of takeaway. But at the same time, remember, yes, this is absolutely a Superman story, but also a world building movie. Whether James Gunn says it or not, it definitely is. It sets the stage for the DCU. And again, I loved it. It was a lot of fun. It's not a perfect movie. There are some things I would do differently. It's bold. It's funny. The action is amazing. Again, I went into this with high expectations and I got what I expected. I'm really happy about it. And I'm going to go ahead and give this movie an 8.5 out of 10. The future of the DCU is bright. Watch this movie if you haven't, and watch it in IMAX. Watch it in IMAX. You got to see everything. What an experience.